Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, where today I will be analyzing the 5 LEGO sets recently revealed for Marvel's Avengers Endgame. And I'll be taking a look at these 5 sets, as well as a couple of promotional items that we don't really know the release of, but we do know that they do in fact exist. And without any more further ado, let's begin with the set that most people, including me, find to be the most exciting of this lineup by far, the Iron Man Hall of Armor. This is set number 76125, and it'll come with 524 pieces, 6 minifigures, plus a couple of buildable figures, and it will retail for $60 in the United States. Around the back, you can see that there really aren't any play features to this set, but just taking a look at everything we get here, we'll start with the minifigures, which is really what everyone cares about with this set. This really isn't an Avengers Endgame set, really. I mean, this is an Iron Man 3 set. If this set came out in 2013 for Iron Man 3, it would have fit right in with the rest of them. Except, it would have actually been, accurate to the movie, which MCU sets never are, so, I guess it's pretty good that we had to wait 6 years to get this, since it meant that we could actually get something good. Am I right, lads? Yeah, so starting with figures, we get 4 Iron Man suits. Starting off with the Iron Man Mark 50, which is the exact same figure we got in the Infinity War sets, but that figure only came into the 2 most expensive sets, so it's nice to get it in a slightly cheaper way here. However, interestingly, it seems as though in the Endgame sets, LEGO has gone back to using just the white lenses, as opposed to the light blue they started using in Infinity War, which is really sad, because the white lenses look terrible, and it boggles the mind, because after so long of occasionally deciding to do it right, I think the first time they did blue lenses was with the Heartbreaker suit for Iron Man 3, which was actually, it wasn't great, but that looked so much better than every other Iron Man suit at the time that I loved that figure. Then they did it again with the Spacesuit Iron Man from 2016, and that was pretty good. And then in Endgame, they finally just made a normal Iron Man face mask with the blue eyes, and it looked so good. But now we're just back to the crappy white, and I don't get why they did that. So you get that figure, which, again, is just a worse version of the Infinity War one, but, if you don't have the Infinity War one, then I guess this isn't too bad. And then we get 2 Outriders, which are just the same ones from Infinity War again, and they're the only things in the whole set that have anything to do with Endgame, aside from maybe a couple of stickers that this image doesn't have high enough resolution to really show you. But yeah, and then I'm going over to the main thing with the set here, the main reason everyone wants it, the 3 new Iron Man suits. From left to right, we have the Iron Man Mark 1 from the original Iron Man, the first MCU movie. Then the Mark 41 Bones suit from Iron Man 3, and the Mark 5 suitcase armor from Iron Man 2. So you get 1 figure from each Iron Man movie, and while they're not in the greatest of quality here, these are for 3 really great suits that there have been tons of leaked images of at this point, so you've probably already seen those. I think Iron Man Mark 1, it's a bit disappointing how he just uses the Invincible Iron Man mask, but I get it. I get why they didn't make a new mold just for the bucket helmet, but I can still be a little disappointed, right? But yeah, that's a good figure. The other 2 really don't have any issues at all. They're great to get. Bit weird how we don't get the suitcase with the suitcase armor, but then again, in the Malibu Mansion set from Iron Man 3, which is clearly where this set is supposed to be taking place, and there are literally some parts in the set that are directly taken from Malibu Mansion Attack? I want to say, was that the name? Malibu Mansion Attack? Malibu Mansion Ambush? Something in there. Anyway, a few things that are directly taken from that set, and that set did get the suitcase, so I guess if I dig through a decade's worth of Lego bricks, I might be able to find that. Anyway, but yeah. Oh, and then also we get the Igor suit, which is, that's the chonk right there. Crikey. This is a lot of articulation, and that's good. Okay, so just looking at this, you get shoulder joints, elbow joints, fingers are articulated, you get leg joints, you have foot joints, and it looks like the toes can articulate. So, that's pretty good for such a small thing. The problem is that it looks bad. It just, the arms are just so fat, and the legs are so are so thin and spindly up at the top compared to the rest of it. And then, like, you have the face, which I think the 1x2 printed tile is lame, but what really gets me is that the piece they used underneath was trying to convey the shape of an Iron Man mask. And while it does for the rounded part, then it just has this huge, enormous, like, beard jutting out the bottom. So that just looks hilariously bad. They should have just used, like, a 2x2 tile or something, like a round tile. But, I mean, I guess they wanted to get some shaping to it. So I guess that's fair. Just looks kind of dumb to me, but you can fit an Iron Man figure in there. And also forgot to mention, you do get Tony's hair. And just taking a look at the main build, you can see that it is, I mean, yeah, we're all getting this set for the figures, aren't we? Because while I like the modularity of the system, this just looks so empty. Like, this is $60. You can't really call this an armor room. For a room, I would expect, like, a floor. But okay, but I do think it is nice how you do get a lot of different spots to put stuff, and in the places where you're not putting an Iron Man suit, they do actually give you extra stuff to put there. And it looks like it's only on the edges where you actually can't, where you don't have the full setup for an Iron Man suit, and even then that would just require some minor modifications. So from left to right, how they have it set up, you have the kitchen with like a blender. Okay, that's just from the Malibu Mansion. You get a rack with a stud gun and a Scarlet Witch piece. I know that's a Galaxy Squad piece, but I think of Scarlet Witch because I'm still not over LEGO giving Scarlet Witch blue powers in the Age of Ultron sets. Then we have the Mark 1 spot. We have just an empty space where I guess you could put the Mark 50. You have a place for the jetpack, which is supposed to be for the Mark 1, although you could actually use it for any of them or just for anything. I think that's dumb. I feel as though you should be able to stand the Mark 1 there with the jetpack on, and I mean, maybe you can, I don't know. It looks like there would be enough space on the back, so if you can do that, that's good. If you can't, that's dumb. Then you get 2 suits, you have a little tool rack with Tony's hair, and you get a little workbench. And then up top you just have a catwalk and a cartoony satellite. Okay, then for other stuff, you get Dumb E, which is a pretty cute little build. Definitely an improvement over the Iron Man 3 version. Then you also do get Tony's platform to stand on with the mechanical arms. That looks good. Like, that's the one part of the build of this set that I don't think that could be improved on. And it's kind of sad when, like, again, this is the best set from the Endgame offering, and most of the build, I think, is kind of crap. I don't get why LEGO superheroes sets, also DC, but it seems mainly for the MCU, think it's okay to have such just terrible builds. Like, take a look at, say, Harry Potter or Star Wars. LEGO puts a ton of effort into making that stuff look good. I mean, like, Star Wars, they fail on a lot of the smaller stuff, but, like, especially with Harry Potter, which does more location stuff like this. Like, take a look at any of the new Harry Potter sets. They all look good. Like, people put tons of effort into those. This looks like something someone came up with in half an hour, and they were like, yeah, okay. And I mean, like, I hate to be complaining, because, again, this is my favorite set, and there's a chance I might pick it up, but the build is just not good to me. I mean, again, it's modular, but they could have done modularity and still had it look like a complete set. And then you get his computer, which I guess is also well done. I just forgot to mention it because it's completely disconnected from everything else, so it might as well not even be there. It looks good. You get some stickers. You get a coffee cup. I mean, yeah. Set's alright. Will I get it at $60? No, because I keep saying I'm getting it, but that's only if I see it on, like, a discount. Like, I would get this set for, like, $40 would be a good price for what you get here. 50 is pretty bad. 60 is outrageous, in my opinion. And this isn't even the most outrageously priced Endgame set. In fact, this is I'd say that this is, like, one of the most reasonably priced sets from the movie. So how could LEGO have made this better? Number 1, scrap the Igor suit and use its parts to make the build better. No one likes the Igor suit. I think this is well established. At most, people think it's alright. All the Igor suit is it's just a small, worse Hulkbuster. If people want an Iron Man mech, they'll get a Hulkbuster. No one wants this crap, so... And I'm sorry if you do like him, I'm just speaking for, like, overall. So take him out and use his parts to beef up the build. with the build, change it up so, like, instead of having it be a bunch of 4x4 plates all connected together with just some stuff built on top, make it so it's like a room, like a single construct. You can still use the clip design, but have like a floor underneath, and like the parts on the edges and in the middle are connected to the ground, so the clips are just there to get the curve, but you still have a room in there. And fill the room with, like, stuff, say. So imagine that there's a floor in between the two parts. Like, there's that semicircle in the back. Pretend that there's a floor beneath it. On one side, you could have the computer. And on the other side, you could have just, I don't know, like, some tools and stuff. And, like, honestly, I wouldn't even mind if the actual room was smaller. Like, cut off the parts on the ends that have, like, the kitchen and the tool rack. You could put that stuff on the floor, and even though the set would be smaller, it would feel more complete. So yeah. Also, I don't mind them including Outriders, since it's like the only thing that makes this an Endgame set, but like, it's kind of lame to have the only actual character in the set be Tony Stark. Like, I get it's an armor room, and I'm not saying that you should include characters just like a Captain America or a Thor. I'm not saying that, although it would be nice to get like a Bruce Banner, since we are getting Hulk in one of the sets, but not Bruce Banner. But no, forget that. The character I want to see is Pepper Potts, because we have not gotten a figure of Miss Potts since 2013. She's an important character in the MCU. Judging by what we've seen, she's probably going to have a pretty big role in Endgame, at least judging by leaks. I don't get why she's not in any of these sets. It's just weird to me. I hope that at some point we get, like, a promotional polybag of her, because, like, see, it's so annoying, because I wanted this to be the set I'm positive about before I start ranting, but here we are. I can't even be positive about the set that I think is really good out of this crappy lineup. But, I mean, I've already kind of shown my cards, so let's move on to the absolute worst set of 2018. Move over, Rexcelsior. Not the Rexcelsior. The Rexcelsior is awesome. I mean, move over, Rexplorer. Yeah, that's the one. You know, the minifig scale big Rex ship with the two raptors and the plantimals. The one that's in the movie for 5 seconds. It's $120. Yeah, that one. Move over that set, because here we have Captain America Outriders Attack. This set, man, this is a 167-piece set with 4 minifigures, but don't get too excited, because 3 of them are the same Outriders we got in, like, so many sets last year, and we're getting even more this year. Like, I haven't exactly counted how many Outriders we're getting. Let me do that right now. Okay, so we got in Infinity War, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 4 in Infinity War. That's not too much. But this year we're getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A solid dozen Outriders we've gotten through all these sets. You get 3 of them here, so really only 1 minifigure that's worth anything. And the set is not $15, which for a 167-piece set with nothing good except 1 minifigure would be perfectly... Even that seems too much. Like, compare this to, like, the $15 Harry Potter set, the Aragog one. That's... Heck, compare this to the $15 Infinity War set. $15 is way too much for this, but it's not $15. Is it? Now, when I saw this, I thought, okay, it's gonna be another crappy $20 bike, like we always get. But no, it's $25. $25. This is not $25. Do not buy this set for anything more than having it be literally 50% off, because again, this set, it shouldn't even be $15 and it's $25. That is insane. That is insane. But I mean, I guess I better talk about this build. It's the worst oversized motorcycle LEGO has ever done. Gosh dang it, LEGO. We're sick and tired of these, just as we're sick and tired of getting the same generic Ninjago mechs over and over. No, and I just called him that because that's, the samurai mech is kind of where the whole mech craze originated. People are sick and tired of this crap. We want original ideas. There's nothing... LEGO is about creativity, and there's nothing creative about giving us this crap over and over, especially since this is absolute garbage. Like, I mean, it's covered in, like, those power burst pieces. I mean, look at all that exposed Technic on the bottom. Look at how blocky it is up at the front. there's not a single positive thing I can say about this, except, I mean, you do get that nice printed Avengers disc. You actually get 3 of them because you have disc shooters. I mean, that's not an exclusive disc, but, I mean, at least it's something. And then, okay, so minifigures, as previously established, you get 3 Outriders, but they're not... I mean, maybe I wasn't entirely genuine earlier. I mean, they're different from Infinity War. I mean, look, they have golden claws now, and one of them has a spiky shoulder armor. Wow, that's so much better, am I right? I'm sorry that I have to be so negative with these sets, but that's because they're so... You have to be negative with them because there's no way to be positive. But then at least we get one good thing in this $25 crap show. The new Captain America. I mean, just kidding, because something in all of these Endgame sets, except the armor room, is the Quantum Realm suits, which are these white suits that all of the Avengers are going to be wearing, probably for a 5-minute scene in the movie. Like, they might wear them for longer than that. That's an exaggeration, but I'm saying, like, these are not going to be the main suits in the movie. There's no way. In the conclusion of the first major arc of the MCU, the first 3 phases, the film that we've been building up to for 11 years, they're going to, for the majority, for the final battle, they're going to be wearing their classic Avengers suits. Cap will be in the blue suit. Yet to save money, LEGO decided to put these crappy suits in every single set except the armor room, but that's only because they had to include other figures there. And I get them including them, but they should not be in every set. They should be in, like, 2 of the sets, and I'll tell you which 2 when we get to them, but this should be a normal Captain America figure, because at least then I can say that there is one minifigure in the set that makes it a little worth it. But no, we get a new cowl and a new face print that has the flesh problem that all LEGO minifigures with faces printed on dark heads have, where the skin tone is super light because LEGO can't be bothered to put actual effort into producing their minifigures for superhero sets because that's too much effort, I guess. And then the torso and legs are just garbage. And yeah, I know you could just put this on a standard Captain America torso and legs that we have, but that's not the point. The point is that LEGO intentionally made a terrible set. They made a set that they knew was awful, but they know that people are going to buy it for a single rubber piece. And that's just awful. Oh, and also I guess you also get his shield, which is new because it's printed on silver and the color is dark red now. So, I mean, I guess that's good at least. But yeah, this set is trash. Do not buy this set. So next up, we have set number 76124, the War Machine Buster, and this set comes with 362 pieces for $35, and it includes 4 minifigures. And honestly, I think this set is probably the objectively best of the Avengers Endgame sets. Now, is it perfect? No, but at the very least, this is like the one set that actually feels like it should be the price it is. Like, I know that previous Hulkbusters have been $30, but this one's a bit beefier, a bit more detailed in terms of the actual build, has better stickers. I think the minifigures in this set are actually good. Yeah, I like what we've got here. So, starting off with the big boy, it's a Hulkbuster, but it's silver, and I do like some of this stuff. Like, I really like the ingot designs. I like how on the hands you have the red bits, which of course are also functional because you can attach a stud shooter into those. But I actually like the look of those. I imagine that it will easily be able to fit a figure, which is good. I like the minigun on the back. Not a big fan of the flick missiles. Feel as though they should have made that look a bit more dynamic. Like, I don't mind them using flick missiles, but they should have, like, done a bit of building up there to make it look like there's a gun on top or something, or maybe barrels on the sides. I don't know, it just looks a bit bland here. Articulation looks to be about standard. You have ball joints at the elbows. Ball joints at the shoulders. You can rotate at the elbows or wrists, whatever you want to consider them. The fingers can move. The legs have movement. A ratcheted joint up at the hip, and then you have a ball joint at the ankle. So, not a lot of stuff. In fact, now that I think of it, the rotating elbows might be a bit less articulation than we're used to. I think we might normally get like a ball joint there, but don't quote me on that because I haven't built the Age of Ultron Hulkbuster in years, and I don't own the Infinity War Hulkbuster. But yeah, this looks fine. I like the stickers. I like some of the build techniques, like those Nexonites shields down at the tops of the legs. Those are good. I like all the ingots. Yeah, good stuff. And for minifigures, this set also has good stuff. We get 4. 2 of them are Outriders, and no one cares. However, let's zoom a bit more in on these fine fellas. Starting off, we get, on the left, we have War Machine, and while these Avengers are again in the white Quantum Realm suits that we've recently seen in the second trailer for the movie, I actually really dig how they look with these guys. Especially Ant-Man, but I also think War Machine looks pretty good in them. And I think this set, like, if they included these in, like, this set, and then in one other set I'll get to later, I would have been perfectly fine. My problem is that these are horribly oversaturated throughout the sets, as we get them in 4 out of 5 sets, which is insane. And it just gets super bland looking. But, I think they look pretty good here. Now, War Machine has the same mask design and the same head print that he got in the Bricktober set, which is very good, since, of course, a lot of people missed out on that Bricktober set. In fact, I think it's currently available as a LEGO Shop promotion, but don't quote me on that, for, like, spending $100, which is stupid. So, like, I guess if you feel like spending $100 on LEGO Marvel stuff a month before Infinity War comes out, Endgame comes out, then be my guest. But yes, this is good for people who didn't get that. You have the best part, in my opinion, which is the helmet and the head. The torso and legs are also nice, but you got pretty similar ones in the the big Civil War set, just without the side printings. That's fine. This guy comes with 2 stud shooters. Obviously, one could be attached to the mech if you think that him having 2 is dumb, or you could give one to Ant-Man. Ant-Man is the best figure in all of the Infinity. Why do I keep thinking Infinity War? It's because I'm still thinking of that Bricktober set. In all of the Endgame sets, Ant-Man is the best figure, aside from the armor suits in the Hall of Armor, but again, that's really an Iron Man 3 set, not an Endgame set. Anyway, this boy looks good. The helmet design is great. With the molding, it's not a new design, it's the Firefly helmet from DC, but it was clearly designed for Ant-Man, and it looks great. It's molded in silver entirely, with the lenses printed on, so there's no longer any see-through, but I honestly couldn't give a darn, because this looks so good that I honestly don't care. Like, this is such an improvement that I don't care if it's not printed. Plus, now this matches up more with the Abysmal Wasp minifig from last year. Let's hope that eventually LEGO decides to do her some justice. Underneath, I imagine the Mr. Scott Lang will have the same face print that he had last year for the Ant-Man and the Wasp set, which was the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean 5, also known as the Terrence Higgs face. Even though LEGO called him Lucian Bowl, it's clearly Terrence Higgs from the Quidditch match set from Harry Potter. So we'll have that face, and interestingly, he does get a hairpiece here. Interestingly, War Machine does not get a hairpiece, while Ant-Man does. Just a weird thing to me. Yeah, and then you get some extra studs for the stud guns, and yeah. So that's the War Machine Buster. Is it a fantastic set? No, but it's also not abysmal. You know what else is not abysmal? The new Avengers Ultimate Quinjet. Which, if it weren't for the fact that we get 4 figures in the terrible Quantum Realm suits, which again, they're not terrible, they're just so boring to me that they don't look interesting enough to be in every set. If we didn't get 4 figures and 4 Avengers and they're all wearing the suits, I would get this set, and this would probably be my favorite. But the figures are so bad. Anyway, the set is 832 pieces, $80. You get 6 minifigs, you get some play features, I guess. Okay, starting off with the main build, we have this Quinjet, and it's the ultimate Quinjet. You'll be able to open up the center section to put 3 figures inside, if I'm correct, as well as you can put 1 person in the cockpit. I like the sort of turbines you can sort of see through the open shape at the back of the wings. I like the stud gun up on top. You'll be able to open a ramp to deploy the terrible quad, 3-wheel quad, so I guess like a tri-bike? Backwards trike? I don't know. It looks like crap, so that's good. Bad. The Quinjet is good, though. I like the colors. I like the design. It's a great design for the Quinjet. Then we have the figures. Starting off with the figures people actually will care about, we have the Chitauri. Finally, more Chitauri. We really wish these came in more sets instead of just like a ton of Outriders, because these look good. And, I mean, they're not great. I really feel as though they should have had some sort of actual helmet piece. I don't like how we have so much gray around the sides of the head. I feel as though if we didn't get some helmet piece, then they should have just molded the heads in gold, because I feel as though we should get that gold look and just have the gray for the front. While it is pretty blurry, I do like the face design. The torso's good. I like the built-up guns. And then for Avengers, we get Rocket, who's just the same design we've been getting since Guardians 2, but with the new torso. We have Hawkeye, who's using the young Han Solo, Cedric Diggory head, but he's just using it for him, and it doesn't work, and he's my least favorite of the set, because we should have gotten a Ronin, like an actual Ronin figure. This is our only chance, probably, to get Clint Barton as Ronin, and they gave us this. He doesn't even get the Hawkeye bow. He gets a generic bow and arrow from 1996. Thanks, Lego. Then, the next up, we have Black Widow, who just uses Jyn Erso's head again, and a ponytail, and yet another new hair color for it. Don't know why Lego can't just stick to a color. Then we get Thor, who's just Ragnarok Thor. Or I guess technically Infinity War Thor, since in Ragnarok he didn't have that hairpiece. Hey, wait, actually, now that I think about it, the helmet Thor had in the Ragnarok sets would work pretty well for the Chitauri. But yeah, that's my opinion on this set. Is it a good set? Yes, in fact, again, it's probably up there with the War Machine Buster as one of the 2 objectively good sets of the line, since the Captain America cycle is garbage. The set we're about to see next is the worst ever. Aside from the Captain America cycle, it's actually the worst ever, but the set we're about to see is number 2. And the Hall of Armor has some good minifigures, but is kind of bad. This set, though, is actually good, except for the minifigures, which make me want to puke. So yeah, will I get the set? No. Should you? Well, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of up to your personal preference. Anyway, last set, worst set, the Avengers Compound Battle. A set that legitimately looks like a Lego City police station. As in, like, it almost feels like this would have been the police station before some guy came up with the idea of Sky Police. So we got that for our main police, and then they were like, hey, here's this idea. We don't want to have to wait another year to put this in a set. How about we just make it the flagship Avengers set? So yeah, the Avengers Compound Battle 76131, it's 699 pieces for $100. Dang, those big figs that are like just reprints of existing ones, those really add to the price. Crikey. Okay, so starting off with the main build, we have the compound. On the left, we have a Lego City garage. It's literally a garage. Half of our Avengers compound is a garage. Also, I want to mention that this set comes with like 133 pieces less than the Ultimate Quinjet, but it's $20 more. Just putting that out there. Okay, so we have this garage on the left, and then on the right we have a legitimately alright section. I mean, that looks good. I like the windows. Up top you have a meeting room, and on the bottom you have like a little laser protected area. That's fine. Then for other builds, we get the Thanos car and Thanos copter. Actually, no. If we'd gotten, like, Thanos copter, that would have actually been good, and I would have loved this set, and I would have bought 30 copies, but no. With crappy Avengers stuff, because, I mean, of course, the Avengers, in the final battle of the first 3 phases of the MCU, the final battle of the known MCU, the final battle that we've been building up to since 2008, they're going to be flying around in a little dinky Lego City helicopter. Of course. Yeah, and then for figures, we get 6. Well, sorry, 7 because we get a nano figure. And again, we get 2 big figs, and neither of them have any new molds. There are no new molds in this set, and it dumbfounds me that LEGO thinks they can upcharge this set $30 because of that. Well, last year we got the Sanctum Sanctorum set that came with a newly molded big fig, and that set came with over 1,000 pieces, and it was $100. LEGO does not have to overcharge for big figs at all. But they chose to in this set. Why? 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 Okay, so starting off with Thanos, it's another reuse of the same LEGO comic book Thanos piece. Why? I mean, maybe he'll have the helmet in this movie. I don't know. I don't care. Even if he does, I want to get bald-headed grape Thanos. I want to get grape-head Thanos. This guy just looks so bad, like the last year's one. Sure, it wasn't accurate with the helmet, but at least that one had a good color scheme. This guy looks terrible. Then we have an Outrider. We have Nebula, who has the same head design as the Guardians 1 Nebula, but the same color scheme as the Guardians 2 Nebula, so that's a thing. We get Iron Man, who's literally the Infinity War Iron Man, but with gold arms. That's literally it. The Iron Man Mark 85 is a gold-armed Mark 50. LEGO put in a lot of effort, you can really tell. Then we have Nanofig Ant-Man, who's like the only thing in this entire set that I think is worth anything, because at least that's nice, but it's literally a tiny Nanofig, and we got a better-looking Nano Ant-Man back in the Civil War set. Since the silver and white here kind of blend together, and on the normal minifigure it looks a lot better than this. The silver print is too light a color. Then we have the Hulk, who has a smile. In fact, both Thanos and Hulk are smiling in this set. If this is supposed to be a final battle, why is everyone so darn happy? But yeah, Hulk looks fine, I guess, but where are his toes? Why does he not have toes? And then we get Captain Marvel, who's just the same as the one in the Captain Marvel movie set, which isn't a problem for this set. It's more of a problem for the Captain Marvel set, because that set should have had her in her Kree uniform with the teal, because that would make this figure cool. Also, she should have a way longer hairpiece here. Like, even in the Captain Marvel set, like, even though in the movie Captain Marvel, her hair is longer than this, but in Infinity War, it's going to be a lot longer than this. This is just stupid. This whole set is stupid. I said Captain America's cycle was the worst. I lied. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is the worst set. Because LEGO expected this to be a huge flagship set people would want. Here's what LEGO should have done. Take out the stupid vehicles and take out the garage. Give us, like, a 2-building actual thing. Like, take the parts from the garage to build, like, an actual second module of the base. And then maybe make the tower section a 3rd floor tall. And for minifigures, maybe take out one of the big figs, maybe take out Hulk and put him in another set, maybe just take out Thanos, put him in another set, maybe just take out Hulk entirely and just put in Bruce Banner. I don't care. Hulk, this is dumb. Take out, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is the other set I don't mind the suit in, because while I don't like how Nebula looks in the suit, I kind of prefer this over just getting another purple suit Nebula or a Ravager suit Nebula, so this is good. Take out the heckin' Outrider. No one cares about the hecking Outriders. And just, like, make this set, like, $70. Maybe $80. If you want to make it $100, just make the set better. And make it bigger. And include more minifigures. Like, this set should have included more than... I guess you get 5 Avengers, but, like, only 2 of them are the ones that we think of as Avengers. Because Captain Marvel's new... Nebula's part of the Guardians verse, and Ant-Man hasn't really joined the Avengers ever, so we really only get Iron Man and Hulk for the characters that we normally think of as Avengers. We should have gotten more. We should have gotten Cap. Maybe this set could have been the one to include a normal Cap, or what they should have done, if they wanted to make people buy that small set, is have this set include Cap with the white suit, and then in that set include Cap with the normal Cap suit. This set could have included Ronin. Maybe if they wanted to do a smart thing, they could have put, like, Hawkeye in the Quinjet version in this set, And we could have gotten a Ronin in that set. And that's what they should have done. They should have put a couple Quantum Realm suits in that Hulkbuster set. They should have put several characters in the Quantum Realm suits in this set. And then they should have made every other set have just normal Avengers. And that would have made this line so much better because the Hulkbuster set is fine. The three other sets besides that and this would have normal Avengers that people would want. And this set would be cool because it would come with a bunch of Avengers. I mean, yeah, even if they were all in the Quantum Realm suits, you would still be getting a bunch of figures, which would have been cool. But we're not getting that. Okay, let's wrap this up. So then we have this Polybag, Iron Man, and Dummy. Dummy here looks a lot better than he does in the Hall of Armor set. I don't know why they made two different designs, but they did. Here we have Iron Man, and he's flying. This is our Quantum Realm Iron Man. I don't care anymore. What's interesting about this set is that it kind of looks like, it's not in this picture, but judging by a review by YouTuber Just Too Good, it kind of seems like there's like a new 4x4 dish, but with a hole in the center, which looks interesting. Not sure about that, but that's what it looks like with the rod connecting into it. Then we have this little set of the Avengers Tower. It's a little set of the Avengers Tower. I mean, you get a tiny little Quinjet, you get a collectible build of the tower, and you get Iron Man sort of halfway suited up. You get a helmet, you get the same face print we get in the Infinity War sets. The only thing new is the torso. This is basically the Infinity War equivalent of the Harry Potter Diagon Alley set, and I would really like to see more of this stuff. I really like these sort of mini-scale builds with an exclusive minifigure, and unlike that, this set actually, and unlike Diagon Alley, this set actually includes a place to put your minifigure on the base. That's cool. I would really love if LEGO did this with other themes. Like, they should do this with Star Wars. Go back, like, the MIDI-scale stuff. Not even as retail exclusives. Like, I would love to see this just as, like, I mean, like, promos. I would love to see this just in, like, stores. Like what they did with the LEGO Star Wars MIDI-scale stuff. I think this is cool. I like this. This is a really good design for a little Avengers tower. And now for ranking my sets. At the bottom, even though I complained for a really long time about the compound, my least favorite set is still the bike, because the only good thing in it is a rubber piece and a shield that's still not as good as the 2012 shield. I mean, really? At least the compound comes with a little bit of good stuff. Speaking of the compound, yeah, I really like the design for the two-floor structure. I like Nano Ant-Man. Yeah, that stuff's alright. I like the new head for Nebula. The Quinjet is a really good build with some really bad minifigs. The War Machine Buster is actually a really good set, and it's objectively by far the best one. It's just not my favorite. My favorite is the Hall of Armor, even though it actually is kind of sucky. I mean, I like those figures. What can I say? I like the figures, and that's it. Okay, that's it. Let's wrap this up. Cinematic universe over, everyone. By the way, James Gunn has been reinstated as the director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, so now we can expect that movie to, be